Hi. You can probably assume by now that I am a huge rambler. I love to ramble about things. Sometimes it's about stuff that's huge, but a lot of things I talk about are, honestly, they're pretty small. A little bit of joking here, maybe some misinformation, and you got my blueprint. And guess what? I'm just about to do it again. Devil May Cry. Monster Hunter Wilds, the most recent release in the previously niche series, turned global success thanks to its older brother, Monster Hunter World. It contains hundreds of hours worth of non-stop action and fun, dozens upon dozens of unique monsters that dream of someday becoming my new pair of pants, while also feeding my ego of feeling unstoppable. You know I like it. I know I like it. Do you like it? You should. In all honesty, I haven't touched the Longsword of Wilds until after I talked about the Switch axe. But I have dabbled in the art of the blade during half of my playtime Monster Hunter Rise, so I already have a decent idea on how this shit works. But before we even get into that, I'm going to sum up this weapon with a few words. You want to hit me? No. Fuck you. Longsword's moveset from the outside looks complicated beyond belief when you watch someone like Team Darkseid use it, because they're out here using fucking Hinokami Kagura on this poor creature. But in all honesty, the weapon itself is incredibly basic in its moveset and combos, almost more basic than the people who cosplay Virgil and mod in the Yamato. I see you guys, you aren't slick. No, but really, the weapon itself is still fun, giving whoever uses it a high strong in the 400 milligrams of caffeine and 48 hours of no sleep. Don't ask how I know what that feels like. I am a grown man. Let me make my own choices. The Longsword has two attacks, the slash and the poke. The slash acts as your higher damage dealing move with a slower mover to compensate, while your poke allows for swift motion but less damage. They flow into each other perfectly like a happy married couple, being able to chain the two with ease. Both of these moves, however, share the same function of filling up the Longsword's belly, its spirit gauge. But, before I continue with that, I need to mention that the Longsword has one other move. The Slash, the sequel. Spirit Slash is the golden child of the Longsword, doing big damage with basically no downside, since you can still chain in the poke in between, allowing for more damage and a little bit of extra spirit gauge buildup if you need it. Spirit Slash has a total of 4 attacks before you reach red. The Longsword, being the overtop weapon that it is, has 2 other moves that act as counters due to its lack of an offset. But that's because the weapon is mid as hell and doesn't deserve an offset. Only the big kids get to have an offset. The first counter it has is the Foresight Slash, in which you slide back with the Longsword pulled behind you. During the slide, you have a decent window of iframes for the monster to try and hit you. If it does hit you, you hear a little ding and follow with a countering slash. If the counter slash hits, you can finish it off with a spirit round slash to advance to the next level in your spirit gauge. Something good to remember is that you can actually cancel the Foresight Slash counter when you pull back. To do this, all you have to do is use the EI sheath, which allows me to follow up to the second counter. The second counter, and arguably the coolest one, is the EI Spirit counter. You sheath the weapon and stand there, having a generational staring contest with the monster as it winds up the Roundhouse 1000. If you release the counter at the right time, you'll punish them with a devastating slash to their limbs and make them feel true embarrassment for allowing themselves to be cut by something 1/8 of their size. Along with that, you will then automatically advance to the next stage of your spirit gauge. When you get to the red spirit gauge, the Longsword goes from a simple slash stick to the normal slash evolves into a new move called the Crimson Slash, boasting faster and stronger attacks that follow up swiftly into one another, beating the speed of the Spirit Slashes. The poke doesn't get anything, because it's lame and doesn't deserve it. Remember when I said Spirit Slash only has 4 moves before red mode? Well, it gets 1 extra slash at the end of its combo, where you do some random jumping slash with the sole reason being, yeah, I'm cool, go fuck yourself. Along with that, your ultimate move for the Longsword gets an insane damage increase. Oh, I never mentioned it, did I? Yeah, this weapon gets over the top for no reason. Your final move has you stabbing into the animal's body, causing a loud whistle to ring in your ears as you suddenly gain jump boost level 5. When you fall down with your final slash, if it connects, you do a more billion amount of slashes on the part that was hit. And it gets worse! In Monster Hunter Wilds, the Longsword gets another follow-up to its ultimate move, as if it fucking needed it, where you wave it around like a dinky-ass wand, fucking Wingardium Leviosa on that shit, which causes even more slashes to strike the monsters. Which, sorry, can we talk about that for a second? Because that's so stupid! Like, look at this! What the fuck is there? This is no reason for it! And guess what? That isn't even its highest DPS move, because apparently that award goes to doing Crimson Slash 1 and following up with Spirit Slash 1 and then rinsing and repeating. That's so boring. Where's the style in that? I want to look badass and feel it at the same time. But if you still harbor any doubts on whether or not the gassing up of this weapon is warranted, don't worry. I am more than willing to show you just how stupidly over the top this weapon is in current Monster Hunter. If you are expecting Bury the Light, you're unoriginal. So, do I still like the Longsword? Of course I do. It's a fun weapon with enough satisfying moves to boot. Do I love it more than Switch Axe? No, definitely not. Because if I said otherwise, it would hand me the divorce papers and take my children along with it. Genuinely though, I had fun trying out the Longsword in Wilds, since all of my previous experience with it was in Monster Hunter Rise, spending a good 1,000 hours out of the 2,000 with just that weapon. There is no better feeling than chaining 5 EI spirit counters in a row. And I know I said before that the big boom move from the Swax is more satisfying, but that's its own thing. Two things can be equally as satisfying. So if this video has taught you anything, don't use Longsword, the weapon is shit.